Welcome, friends. Today on this video I have a bit of a mystery to share with you. And you see, if you've watched many of my videos, you know that I love history, and I collect a lot of postal history. You know, the stamps and covers and blocks of stamps and plate blocks and so on. A lot of times I have quite by accident found some historically very significant items when I bought lots of different items like postcards or covers that still have, you know, their letters inside of them. But I wanted to show you today is a mystery that I am going to share with you. I only hope it doesn't turn out to be a little bit like the Geraldo Rivera thing. Whose vault was it he opened? Al Capone, live on TV, had it built up for weeks, and he opened it and there was nothing there. I know there's something here, but don't know what it is. Well, I recently purchased a cover on hip stamps, which if you've never visited them, you need to. If you collect stamps, they have got just about everything you could imagine, and it's a really good site. That's hip stamps. Anyways, the cover that I bought was postmarked USS Salt Lake City, March 13th, 1931, almost exactly 90 years ago in just a couple of days. And ship covers always have an interesting backstory. Those in airport first day of operation covers, first flight covers, and things like that. But I really like the ship covers. Now this one might have a bit more of a backstory than most. You see, it was never opened. Let me show you. This is the cover, and it's never been opened. It looks as though somebody may have tried to at one point, but for some reason didn't. So this is the cover I'm talking about. And as I said, it was never opened, but there is content inside. I see, you know, the folded something, and I actually put up a strong flashlight to it, looked through it, and I could see lettering, but couldn't read it. So it's a mystery what's in there. Anyways, I have no idea what's inside, but in a short while I'm going to open it with you and we'll find out together. But first, I want to give you a little bit of background on the USS Salt Lake City, the ship, because it's really quite interesting. But first, the stamp affixed to the cover was issued in 1929 and commemorates George Rogers Clark and the 150th anniversary of the surrender of the British at Fort Sackville at Vincennes, Indiana. And it's a truly lovely stamp, bicolor, large. In fact, the largest U.S. commemorative that had been produced up to that time. And the red and black bicolor makes it really just pop, you know, really nice. And it was quite popular with both the public using them and collectors, and they're still very popular today. Anyways, the cover, as you can see, has 4 stars on it, 1 in each corner, and those were likely hand stamped by the person who sent the letter. And it's addressed to L.H. Brecker, 3041 West 9th Street, Los Angeles, California. So the story behind the USS Salt Lake City is quite interesting. As I said, the ship was a Pensacola-class cruiser that was later classified as a heavy cruiser. And sometimes it was known as Swayback Maru, or just Old Swayback. Though not officially confirmed, she is believed to have taken part in more combat engagements than any other ship in the World War II Pacific Theater. Now, I quote from Wikipedia. And it says she was laid down on June 9th, 1927 by the American Brown Bover Electric Corporation, a subsidiary of the New York Shipbuilding Corporation at Camden, New Jersey. And it was launched on January 23rd, 1929 and sponsored by Helen Budge. And Helen Budge was the granddaughter of a leading Mormon missionary, a Mr. William Budge. And the ship was commissioned on December 11th, 1929 at the Philadelphia Naval Yard with Captain Frederick Lansing Oliver in command. And that ends the quote from Wikipedia. So the postal cover was postmarked on board the ship less than 2 years after the Salt Lake City was launched. She served in many capacities during and before December 7th, 1941, when her service became vital in World War II. In 1931, when the cover was set, she operated off New York City, Cape Cod, and Chesapeake Bay. When FDR declared war on Japan and we went into the World War, she was under the command of Captain Elias M. Zacharias and was part of the Enterprise Task Group returning from Wake Island when word of the attack on Pearl Harbor reached her. So the group changed their direction and they launched scouting planes that were searching for Japanese aircraft that might be in the vicinity. So, as I said earlier, her mission in the Pacific in World War II was quite amazing with many encounters. And after the war, the USS Salt Lake City was scheduled for deactivation, but instead was diverted for use in Operation Magic Carpet to return veterans of the Pacific Theater to the United States, a noble purpose for what had been a very noble ship. After that, her fate was not to be that of a hero of war, however. She was used in Operation Crossroads as a test vessel during atomic bomb experiments at Bikini Atoll. She was used eventually in evaluating the effects of surface vessels on aerial atomic bursts, and she incredibly survived 2 atomic blasts, and finally she was decommissioned on August 29th, 1946, and she was sunk as a target on May 25th, 1948, 130 miles off the coast of Southern California. Her story is long, and there's so much to tell, but in the course of this video, I wanted to keep it kind of short. I want to show you the opening of the cover, and but I don't know the best way to open this up that'll cause no damage. I don't know that I can open it without causing some damage to the back side. But as I said earlier, it looks like somebody tried to open it, but for some reason they didn't. And I'm going to try to slip a knife blade under the flap and try to very carefully work it open. So I'm going to change the position of the camera so that you can see what I'm doing and so you can see the contents as I do. I'll be right back with you. Alright, here we go. Let me flip this over. And the best I can think of to do is just edge that under there, cut the envelope a little bit there. But I know there was going to be some damage as I proceeded with this. I could have steamed it open, but I was afraid of damaging the stamp. Okay, so here we go. Looks like a newspaper clipping, and it is set for 11 a.m. Allison Day versus Pickwick Stables. It looks like it's just some kind of a clipping from a newspaper, maybe having to do with horse races. I'm not exactly sure. It says set for 11 a.m. and then set for something down here. And the first entry reads 12-30-1862. Allen Day, etc. versus Pickwick Stages System, etc. It for PIF. B.P. Gibbs for DFT's Spring. Mo of, boy, I don't know. John Parker, Harvey. You know, your guess is as good as mine, folks. I'd love to hear. Oh, wait, it opens up more this way. Maybe there's something else. Indeed. Let's see. There is a short piece from Los Angeles. A new kind of marathon record was sought by Dorothy Jordan, movie star. It was fireplace sitting. Recently, she sat on a fireplace so long that the newspapers suspected it was a press agent stunt. And then there's part of another piece here from Van Nuys, excuse me, and it's continued up here, but I could read the portion that I can. When the local school bus broke down, the children were given a lift by private automobiles. Frantic mothers called police, thinking their children were being kidnapped. Then over here, briefly, the reasons assigned by the district court were these. This was in progress. When the Constitution was adopted, it was provided in Article 5 that the Constitution may be amended by two methods. So anyways, on and on with that. It's a little bit boring. There's an announcement. Armand B. Kreft, former U.S. referee in bankruptcy, San Francisco, California, announces the opening of his law office in the Mill Building. And again, I don't know what this is, but well, I was hoping for some kind of treasure inside. It is nonetheless interesting. And it was better than Geraldo did, because Geraldo didn't find anything. So, anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today and taking a look at this. Just the content will be displayed with the cover of my collection. It is a very nice piece. So, thanks again. God bless y'all. See you again soon, God willing.
Thank you.